Hello, welcome. So, what is the plan for today? Last time we completed the correct programming of, let's see, repair 6-7, the correct programming of repairing. After also implementing the health bar for the cargo. One thing though we are missing is the block, the menacing block. We need to program a way to remove that as well. Well, more like we need to implement a new gameplay feature, to be precise. Okay, so what is the idea? First of all, I don't remember how it's structured. I believe, yes, you read the name. How does it work? Wait. I don't remember how it works. Maybe I should take some notes out of it. Let's see, I should really start using it a little more. So we have Twitch integration, map setup, or more like page, please. The map mechanics. So I believe it reads the next tile. I don't remember it's also... No, the region does not matter. So I believe it checks if there is the repair word on it. Meanwhile, for the block here we did nothing. Let's double check. So straight ahead. If it starts with repair, it does the thing. Okay. So just to be sure. Payload. Event in front starts with repair trigger or whatever. Now there is nothing that works with a block, right? Yeah, so we need a trigger for the cargo, for the payload to know there is an obstacle in front of it. Before, now it just stops because of course it has a physical presence. It can't go through. So we need a way to make it recognizable by the code. Something unique to make each of them distinct. I don't really want to add region IDs. I could, but I think having a tag on the event I can copy paste would be faster. So, or we could have the block word, or better, we can add a meta tag to it. I don't remember how they work. Let's see. Block ice, something like this. A comma is enough, right? Let's see if I can read the tags. Where was it? I don't remember how to read the tags. Well, I had some... here. Okay, perfect. So, for example, if I read that... What do you want? No. If I read the tags of the event number 9, I get... That's 8. It's wrong. It's difficulty 1, block ice. It's this a single word. How do I set up multiple? Maybe... No, I don't know. Let me try again. Maybe with a semicolon. Otherwise another one. Maybe setting a second one is how you do it. Okay, yeah, that's how you do it. Simple. Well, simple, but I didn't get it first try, so maybe not as simple, but close. Okay. So we have a menacing eyes block, or main eyes block, sure. And now it's tagged. So we just need to check if a thing has a specific tag on it. Let's see. So if I say meta block undefined, wait, no, that's wrong. Here, if I say meta, so I can get the meta out of something. Why doesn't it work? Ah, because it still has the number 2. Wait. So if I say block 2, I get ice. If I ask for block 1, I get undefined. So it's simple. If there is the property block, which will return something except undefined, it means there is a block. So let's put it on code. So the thing is like this. Here it checks if I need to repair. We need another one here. If the next payload tile event text, which I forgot I made, so it's pretty convenient, it checks the... It checks... Oh, no, wait. No, this checks the name of the next event. I need the tags. I need the meta. So we need to make a new code for that, I suppose. Let's see, plugins, utils, right? We can expand on this one. Or we can even get the... Wait a moment. Why is this a global variable? Because because maybe I created before here. I don't remember what I created. Okay, here. Here I get the label of the previous event. And stores the information there. So if there is an event, I store the label text there. I would like to store all the information though. We can create a new one called the next payload tile event meta. So we can get instead the meta out of it. Would be better though to... You know what? We could make an object out of it. I hope I did not use this one multiple times. Event next event info. So we can store everything here. So we can have... we could even return it instead of storing it. Let's see. I think it's better to return it, right? It's not in the slightest heavy computing, right? And we call it... Well, I suppose we call it twice a frame, but... I believe it's not that problematic, right? I forgot to open the other chat. Give me a sec. Add new. Hello. Okay, we're back. So maybe it's better if we just return the information. So we can make... let's see. I believe it's... Yeah, I believe we can just do this. So we can have... let next event object. Where we can already start defining the base information. We could have it as a class, but to be fair, object is more than enough. ID. Ah, here I get only the ID though. Okay, it's fine. So by default I get ID, and we set up text or name. For now it's empty. And what was it? Meta. For now it's empty as well. So we define the base information, so even if there is nothing, we still don't get an error. Now, we need to compile the information here in case. So next event object dot name is only if the event exists. We get the label text. And same thing, we get the tags meta. Okay. And if there is not an event, where is the close parenthesis? Ah, here. Wait. This is an error. It's indented inside here. This one we never play. It's fine, it's fine. And at the end we can just return the entire object, next event object. Also need to take a good posture here, my bad. Okay. Now we get all the information of the next event, though things will change. Because now, here, this one doesn't store the information anymore, we just save it. So let's instead call this one where we need it. We can have event next event info, and here we do the same thing instead, but we don't store it. It's fine, we only call it here and here. Okay, so here we got the information again, and this time we get the meta, especially the meta of the block, and we check if it's not undefined. Oh, here we need to get the specific info of the name. Okay. Now let's see if everything is fine or we created ourselves a new bug. We don't love those. Seem to work, but let's wait. You went out of the road! Okay, I wasn't expecting it to happen, but... Oh yes, because I didn't change this thing. Yes, how it works is if it doesn't find something to repair, it goes forward. But also if it doesn't find something that blocks, it goes forward. We should indent those. I hope it doesn't get too nested. Okay. Now it should be fine. Let's see if repair works. Repair 6-7. Can I do it in time though? I'm a little slow with that. Okay. Now though, can delete properties of undefined. Why now? Wait, undefined. I see that it didn't get anything. Oh yes, because this is an array, not an object. It's an object, not an array. So if it is an array, but there is not the element, I suppose it gives an error. Otherwise it doesn't. Okay, let's try again. Maybe I should make it easier though. Repair 6-7. Go Waldorf, do your thing. Do what you're best at. Repair the mess you made. And now? Still an error, huh? Why, so now it returns this, right? Properties of undefined. But it's not undefined, it's here. Let's make a test, shall we? Now we define A. Now we say A meta block. And it's not an error. Did I made a mistake while writing it? No, we get the meta, right? We want the meta information. What's the issue? We could do this manually, to be fair. So the event ID is 10. So we could try to get the number 10, let's see. 4. How is it not crashing here? Wait! Could it be because they tried to read Waldorf meta? My character? Huh, that's probably it, right? So how do we do this? I suppose it gets the information of the character? Wait, let's intercept the code, shall we? Paper 67. And we intercept the code. Give me a sec, game. We intercept here. On the line 69. Now, this should work. Ah, wait, does it trigger now because I'm in front of it? Even better? No, I believe it triggers every frame. Then we need to time it. Though, it triggers only once a crash. So the timing is nice. Now. It's getting cold. And the ID is 1. 1. Why 1? What is the event 1? The payload. Oh yes, okay, yes. Because we need to check what is in front of the payload. Yeah, that's right. The next event is 10. And it's right. We get a meta object. We get information. The meta. Huh? Undefined. That's the mistake. The meta is undefined. How? Why so? Why is it so? What happened? Well, we stopped on the right frame. Let's see now. Wait, on number 10? Yes. Why do here it's right? Did I make a mistake on getting the information here? Why is it 0? Wait. I'm confused. Here it says 10. Did it change midway? Because also says if it's more than 0, so doesn't make sense. We could fix it easy, but let's give it a second try. So, sorry, repair. We could repair by placing a check in between, but let's see exactly where the mistake is, just to be sure. One more. Now. It triggered? Let's see. So for the event number 1, next ID is 10. So we have all the information here. Now the tile event is 10. Now it's 10. Now it's 10. Though the meta is undefined. Did I type it wrong? Didn't I need to type underscore meta or something? Did I forget how to make it? Oh wait, no. Event next event info meta block. Before it, oh wait. Yeah, before it worked. Data map events dot meta. It's typed differently though. Does it matter? Here, yes. Oh no, wait, that's my bad. What ID is the thing again? 9. Okay, no, then game map underscore event is wrong. I need to use the other formula. Data map events 9 dot meta. I don't get why, but probably something about fixed events and movable events. I don't know, but as long as it works. Okay, something like this. Now this should work. Should. Wait, I didn't change the code. My bad. So just remove the underscore. Huh? Why? Oh well, again. Oh wait, no. It's not only underscore, right? Maybe it's... It's data map. That's what. Okay, suppose data map is the default code in the engine, in the game files. Meanwhile, game map is the dynamic stuff that can happen since events could move. There is something wrong still. What's wrong? Something is wrong with my world map and I don't know. I don't even know what. Oh yeah, I forgot to save. Adventure time! Now, should be fine. Let me repair. We don't even need to stop because I'm pretty confident it will work. Let's see. It works? It just works. Okay, great. So now, the thing will continue if the next tile block if the next tile does not have a block property. Give me a second, I need to take some water. Small break. I'm back. Maybe I had 30 seconds of extra ads I didn't need, but okay. So now that we can finally identify what's in front of us, how do we remove it? Well, with lava, of course. What a stupid question, really. How do you take lava, though? To be precise, it's not lava. It's a ball of lava. We love balls of lava. The problem is we don't have any balls of lava. We can take this one. Ball of lava. And no, it's hard to write. Okay, here we have the ball. And when you go towards it, you grab it on top of you. Though it means we need... Wait, this is hard, right? It means we need to have an effect on the character. Can we do it here? We can change blend mode, though we can't change color, right? I feel like we can't. Maybe with script, but there was there was a plugin for that, I'm pretty sure. What was it? Mog Hunter, right? Maybe Mog Hunter. No, the master demo. MZ. Still Mog, okay. I don't remember if I have it. Just in case I will download it again. Only 82 megabytes, huh? Plugin. Master. MZ plugins. I don't think I have it. That's good. I remember there was a minigame where you can put something on your head. And that was pretty convenient. Wait, I need to make some order here. Okay. The stream is back. Meanwhile, if it's the... No, wait, it's different. I wanted the one where you can pick stuff on your head. Wasn't it only on Vix Ace? I swear there was something identical to that. Well, we can bother about it later, right? At the end, it's only a visual effect. We can worry about it later. For now, we can apply a different type of rendering on the picture. That's the best we can do for now. Okay. So the idea is you type ball and you get your balls. How does it work? We should do something similar to the track. And that means opening again the code. Not this one. The code for gimmicks, period mechanics. So we had the repair tracks. We should make something... No, wait. This should be a property of the player, right? This is a property of the player. So we need it here. I suppose we need a way to note more of those, right? Let's see. Initialize? Do we need to reset the states? I think that... Yeah, let's reset the states. This states is empty. And we can make it an empty object. So we could contain more of those. The state, it's more like map states to distinguish them from battle, which are saved elsewhere. To be fair, we can agglomerate them here. Maybe if we want later to have some sort of battle effect that is just impossible to code in the normal way. So let's keep it like this, states. Okay. So, what should we do? We should organize it better. First of all, we have skills, we have movement. Movement is what we need. Block it, which is blocked. Free. No, here we block a character, here we free it. We have can move. We can now make a new one, which is can grab. Which is only true if I don't have a status that... If I don't have already something on my hands. Then maybe we shouldn't make states for now. No, states... I believe it's better. We can make states or just do something for impediment. But there are multiple types. Let's see. We could... If it's blocked... I believe we can make something like... is holding. If you're holding something. So can grab only if... this is holding is false. And... this can move. Anything else? I think it's fine. Now, we may want an extra thing, right? Where we set up the movement speed. So, move speed. We can have if this is holding, if you're holding something, we return, how was it? 4 is the default, right? So 3. Otherwise we return 4, the default. We need to implement the move speed though in the code somewhere. And we already know where, right? Though we should definitely move it here. Oh wait, we have it here. Ah, that's convenient. So the code definitely could see an improvement, but for now it works. What does it do? It multiplies the code to move in a specific direction, to have a pathfinding for 50 times. So it doesn't work on targets further away, but we can fix it later. We could also have... we could push to the list an extra command before. We can have set speed command. Which is wrong though, right? We need to check... wait... there is something. If I want a character, a player, to be slowed down by something, because definitely in the future I want to add some tiles that will slow you down, we should have it reflected here. The issue is the change speed command only works if I place them beforehand. Though what I can put beforehand is a script command. So we can have here move command, and before every movement we can have check speed command. So here we can have a custom script call, which I don't remember how it's called, but it should be simple, right? So it's the function. And we push to the list this thing. Okay. I believe we can make a function for it. Sure. Set movement script, which is code. Pretty straightforward. What's your issue? Ah yeah, it's we can have it this outside of the class. What does this do? It simply... I lost my point here. It allows us to not have to remember all of this. It's kind of straightforward, to be fair, but let's make it straightforward there, right? So we have this thing. We return this whole thing. We also need to replace this thing. Wait. Oh, we need also. Wait. I'm a little lost. Command. Oh wait, everything is a code. That's right. This one is a code as well. Well, good to know. We need to replace that as well. Okay, now I believe could be convenient in the long run. Now we don't need to type this stuff again. We just need to have set movement script value. Same thing here. We add to the list movement script of end function. And that's it. We can now put something else here, but we can do it after we check that we didn't break anything, which we should do a lot of the times, to be fair. We just need to type something like fork. Seems to work as before. Nice. Now we add an extra thing. This time we push check speed code. So we may need to make another code, const check speed code, which checks every tile we walk on if our speed is updated. How does it work? Good question. Hello Sadcat, welcome. Ciaone. Welcome, we are coding, we are programming Twitch integration here. Which is fun, I gotta admit. There's a lot of stuff to do though, but I like to do it on stream. So here we are creating some code that checks the player speed. It's important because if the player does 50 steps, we need to check on each one of those if the speed changes. For example, if it's on a ice tile, or if it's carrying something heavy. Hoping it doesn't lag anything. So what do we do? To be fair, you know what? We could have instead the function to check. I believe it's easier to. You know what? No. Why don't we do the check? We do the check normally and then we apply the value like we are calling this one. Like here we can just put a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and set the speed. So we can just do the check and manually insert the stream. No, wait, it's wrong. It's wrong, right? No, yes, that's why I couldn't do that. So the idea is we cannot use this function because we need to set it up beforehand. We want it to be dynamic. That's why we're setting up a script to be called only on the specific step. And that script has to be. We can do something like. Do we have the event of the character? Ah, this. Okay, no, we are still in. Okay, no, we are in the class, so everything is literally this. Ah, wait. Though it's not this anymore after we post it. So we need a reference to the current event. Can we just do this? Object reference this. Because now we are storing the entire object of the player inside this variable. So we can. Wait. Though we cannot put it inside, because here we can only store it as a string, but this is an object, so it's wrong. So we need to have it in the code straight away. What does it mean? We need to get from the code the value of this of the player. We need to apply something to the player. Let's do it this way. So simply put its player object dot refresh speed. That's it. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to do to refresh the speed of the player. We still need to create this one, but we also need to let the game know what do I mean with player object. I cannot pass itself inside. We need to deduce it in a way. So we can do it with, let's see, Twitch players dot get, and we get the ID. Right, that's how it works. Get from ID, yes. That's simple. And from this we get the player information. So we can just do this, I suppose. Twitch player get ID, but the ID is a number. The number is this Twitch ID. And from this we refresh the speed of itself. That should work. Now, last thing, we need to create this function. So we can just have refresh move speed, and we need to set it up. How it's done, I forget every time, but I did it on Artisio and I check there every single time. It's not a project I concluded though. I need to pick up Artisio. There are too many games I need to pick up though. I need to cut some slack, or I don't know. Okay, so here, Korsk chases with a mixed speed of 4.5. We just need to set the move speed at this value. So, okay, map event, wait, does it count as a map event? Does this character count as a map event? I believe it does. So we just have this dot event ID, it's already like this, set move speed, and the move speed is this dot move speed. Easy. Okay. Now let's see if it works. We shouldn't be able to see any change, but to be fair, we will be able to see if there is a mistake, if there is a bug. Fork. Okay, seems to work. Now, shall we already do something cool? And with cool I mean like literal cool. Look at this. Ice. I want to make, if you are on ice, you're much slower. One thing though, two things. First one though, how do you tell the game you're on ice? Like, how does the code know this is ice and not fire? Okay, I can see because I'm a human, but like, the computer doesn't know it's ice, alright? It just has a picture. So we need to tell the game. And we can do it from the tile set. We can set a terrain tag on the ice. And we can say, I don't know which number. We have 7 numbers at our disposal. I believe we don't need all of those. We could even use regions if we really want, but tiles are much better. So we can make that one is lower. Let's see if this is a dungeon. I believe it is. Yeah, it definitely looks like a dungeon. And now we can make, if I detect the terrain tag is 1, it's different. Which means we need to add something on the code here of refresh speed. So the move speed is, if I holding something, it's 3. Otherwise, it's 4. It's not right, though. So if I'm holding something, the temp speed... The temp speed starts by 4. If I'm holding something, temp speed reduces by 1. If this is low... I wonder when I should apply terrain effects. I believe with refresh speed we can also use it to check any terrain effect. Apply terrain effects. Much easier. So we need to replace it here though. Okay. More readable even. So first we set up the move speed. So here we can check if this dot is on. Oh, we should get the terrain information out of this. Though it should also be used on. We should be calculated here. Hello Nightmare, welcome to the stream. We are making some Twitch chat integration here. Let me stop this thing before it does anything. For example, if I launch the game, you're there. Look at you. Look at you. And I was programming. Well, last time we programmed that we can repair the tracks for the payload. I'm repairing the wrong one though. Now we are programming the ice that slows the player down. Because for now it does nothing. I just walked at normal speed. Also, we're about to die. Maybe we should remove this broken track here. Okay. Much better. The idea is, now the ice has a terrain tag of 1. Is it the right ice? I believe it is. No, it's the wrong one. My bad. Well, we can just set up both of them to slow the player. No, I was wondering if I should also make an extra check later if like the player steps on fire or something to take damage. It should not be set on move speed. We can do it separately, I believe. It's on ice or on slow terrain. If the player is on slow terrain, it gets slowed down further. So from 4 it goes to speed 2, which is much slower. Very new to RPG Maker. Made the first game on itch.io. Oh, that's cool. You're making as well. Good luck then. Developing games is a long journey. Depends on what you want to do with them, but to be fair, as long as you have fun doing it, not a problem. I'm doing it for 13 years and I feel like I still have too much stuff I want to do. I still have too many things I need to learn. I swear. I swear. I'm doing well. At least I'm happy I found what I like doing, which is weird experiences and especially programming. At least I know what to focus on here. But it took me too much time. I mostly use event system. I believe, yeah, you should use event system because programming is just if you want to do pretty weird stuff. Or, no, not really. Programming is also useful if you want to fine-tune a bunch of things. But usually, yeah, I use the event system for a lot of time and I can't not use it. And it's like programming event system, so I don't think it's... There's a difference, but you can do a lot of stuff even with just the events, so really programming is an extra thing. I get stuck with the game loop. What do you mean stuck with the game loop? Like you you can't find how to progress the game loop, or like no, sorry, I don't get it. I do programming normally, I just hate getting and fixing errors. Huh, yeah, errors can be annoying and frustrating, though most of the time it's annoying when you don't even know where to start. Now that I programmed a lot, I realize I should make stuff in order, in orderly fashion, so if there is a mistake I know where to look for it. I just recently, I started using classes only after 12 years, I swear, I don't know why, only now. And the idea with this, I feel like I'm putting much more order on my stuff. Ah, game progression, huh? You know what? I don't really have too much experience with it as well, because I mostly make puzzles. I have an RPG, but it's on hold for like 8 years or something. So for now the progression in my games is just difficulty progression of puzzles. Though yeah, I really should return back on that RPG. But it's too much time. I need to fix a lot of plot holes on that. Eventually though. Though again, I have too many things to do, so one step at a time, I suppose, huh? Here we should check for damage tiles, but not now. Wait, there was a way to make a player flash, right? You can make someone flash. You can... I swear there was a function for it, or maybe only in the animations? I don't remember. With the flash screen, not the flash... Or was it a old RPG Maker version? I swear. Was that a thing even? I don't know, I may be confusing. Damn. Maybe we can just use a balloon animation. No, that's kinda no. We can make a small animation. We can make animations shrink a little. That's the best I can do. Can I send the link of the game, you mean? Oh yeah. Usually, I take requests on games only from developers, but only on a critique feedback format stream. So I would not suggest your game if you just want someone to play it. Though it's up to you. And what does it do? The project we are working on. Well, this is not my main project. It's just a project I make on streams. It's a Twitch Plays game. As you see, you can control it through Twitch Plays. Even the battles, but we need to return on those after we set up all the payload thing. My main project is currently another one, which is I'll invalidate your aid. Which I'm working on it, but the hardest part is interfacing with the artists. I have to find the right ones. Don't let me start about music. I should maybe... I should definitely continue look though. So, we need to put the function to check if I'm on slow terrain. How do you check it? First we need to get the coordinates, which we don't have access of those here, right? We can easily get those here. Get coordinates of the current event. How do we get those? I believe it's simple, right? We can have game app events, event ID. Let's see it in action. Don't crash, please. Okay. So if we say event ID 10, for example, we can type X. Now maybe, well, we can just type underscore X and we get the coordinate. The payload is number 1. Let's see if it's dynamic. 17. Now it moves. Shut up. It moved, so the X now is 15, so it's dynamic. Good to know. So here we can just get the X and the Y. Of course, the event ID is not 1. The event ID is this event ID. Same for here. And now what do we do with those coordinates? We need to check the tile we are on. For critic melee. Okay. What should you avoid in suggestion? I'm just stuck. Well, a thing I always say to people that start a game is it's to go with small projects. A thing that happens when you start making games is you improve really fast. Like, you get the hang of it, of too many things at the same time. I'm still learning myself as well, though of course on less key elements in the game development. Like, instead of learning how the event function works, how the parallel processes work, I'm now learning how to manage classes, for example. Though when you start, of course, you learn all the basic skills. Which means when you make the first game, the start, or the first games you make are never the best they can be. My suggestion is to always make short games. So you make a short game, you look back to it on what you could have improved, then you make another game, you see, I'm getting better, and you pass on to the next one. A mistake I see too many people do, all of them actually, well, a lot of them, they start a long project, then they improve midway, and they see, wait, I could improve the start of the game, and they take more time to change the start of the game. Then they improved again, and they see, wait, but the second part I did earlier, I improved as well, we can change it as well. And so they're in a continuous loop of improving the game, improving themselves and the game, but they never finish it. After a while they realize the entire basis on which they built their game wasn't fun to them anymore, or they got bored to the project, or they realized the game has an underlying issue or something, and they get bored with developing games and they quit. So again, the best idea would be to participate in game jams, so you can even get free feedback. I got hang of it pretty fast. I think I took a pretty big one. I recently improved my prologue of endings with animations. Okay, so well, it also depends on what you make, right? Because of course, if you focus more on narration, you improve on different parts. Huh. Well, that's what I like about RPG Maker. You don't need to code all the default stuff, so you can jump straight to action and see if your idea works, implement the gameplay, fine-tune or try it right away. You don't have any obstacles of implement physics, manage the player movement. That's by default in the engine. That means, again, you jump straight into action and you can realize right away if you made a mistake or not. So you can improve right away. That's why I suggest RPG Maker to learn game design. Also because you think with a limited mindset. You're limited to a grid, unless you want to change in the future. So it's also good to... RPG Maker is also good to find... to experiment on your inventive in creating ideas. Though I believe there's a lot to talk about, huh? Okay, here's the game. I'm keeping it open and I will store it. I play RPG Maker games on Wednesday. Tomorrow there won't be a stream of development. I might be playing Deltarune. But usually on Wednesday I play the Critipedia. I have like 4 games, so it should be like in a month or 1 month and a half. Trying to make sandbox and branching story. A sandbox? Huh, that's not something easy to start. Also because I feel like it might improve with some knowledge on programming, but maybe I myself I'm too focused on programming, I don't know. Well, do what you... The important part is you have fun on that, and don't stick too much on the same project. If it's not a core project or something, because again you might get stuck in a loop. So if you feel stuck in your game, try making something. Try starting a new one, or even for a game jam. Like there is a game jam coming soon. It's the where did it disappear? Here. It's the Game Maker Turkey Game Jam. It's 22 of July. It's only 4 days, so it's a very strict timer. I took vacation from my job to participate to it, but still, it's a pretty good experience to test yourself. Honestly, it's a pretty unique experience every time, though it's hard. But again, it's for the fun of it. Okay. So we need to check the terrain tag. So we got the coordinates, we need to check the tile on it. So we can check the code. We have the code Bible of RPG Maker here. And we look for terrain tag. We get a terrain tag from gamemap.terrainTag. It's pretty simple. So we have gamemap.terrainTag of X and Y. No, wait, it's terrain tag or tile ID? No, it's right. Terrain tag, right. It's literally called terrain tag. Literally called terrain tag, so yeah. So, if terrain tag is 1, we return true. Which is the equation of the function. Is on slow terrain? Yes. Otherwise, we return false. And now, maybe we are slowed down. Let's see. If I didn't forget anything. So, fork. Look at this! Look at this! I'm going backwards now. Fork 2. And now look at this. Oh! It's load and runs again. Oh, yes, 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 yes. It's wonderful. So we also got a slowdown. That's great. I'm surprised it worked, huh? From the screenshot, what do you think? Good looking? Well, it's basic resources, right? It's default RTP. Also, I saw this map before. I believe it's a pre-existing map, right? I believe that one and maybe this. I don't remember this one. This one looks good, but compared to the other one, I believe it's a default asset. Also, suggestion: don't put screenshot of the game engine. Put screenshots of the game. Here you can see a little more. Yeah, this is custom made. I think it's okay. It's just weird that the armors are on wood, because this is not a table, this is the ground. Also, this table, I don't know, it's a little weird. Would be better if it was thinner, so people could look around and check items even behind. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Also, the windows here make it seem interesting, because there's a lot of stuff that goes around, but makes me worried about the scope of the project. I'm a little worried that you may start with too much stuff to do and you might get overwhelmed right away. So that's an extra reason to suggest you to take the project on hold and start something new and small. So to take your mind off, at least. Okay. We got the slow walking. Now that we got the slow, we should stack it up. Alright. Wait, we're already 1 hour and a quarter in. My plan is, you type ball. Do you see it? Barely. Let's put it here. If you type ball, you go here and you get the ball. So we can have grab item and we can have fire. Right? That's how we should do. I believe we also need to input the current ID, yes. We don't even need then to put any information. We just pass the ID of the event, and from this we get the type. Item fire. Or we can put an ID, but fire is better. Okay, now, how does it work? When a player goes here, it calls the function. We tell the game which ID triggered the function, so it gets the player interacting with it and what sort of item it is. Add more screenshot. Well, we can check them. I will check them when we go with this for the stream of critique then. So we can have the stream focused on that. Okay, that's nice. Let's see. We need to make the entire function here on grabbing the item. So we have the start repairing. We can have, let's make some order. Region, track. So here we can group the entire track together. And now we have another region, which is blocks. For the blocks, we have the function of, I forgot the name. Function of grab item. That's kind of generic, but for now it shall do. Any games you made I can try? Oh, I realize I never had a function on Twitch to show the games I made. Yeah, I have my games here. Let's see. I recently finished Gibber Bubble for April Fool's Day. Published like a week after. Though currently I'm working on the remake of Invalidate Your Aid. To be fair, I have a lot of games, though all of those are pretty short. Because again, most of them are from game jams. 6-7 Gs. I don't know. I thought, well, Would be fun if I put brain rot in one of my games, right? It's even contextualized, since it's not really in the game, it's more like a character that is brain rotted. So it's more like a character trait, more like a random brain rot in the game. I suggested the game to a streamer, but I said, it has brain rot, I don't want to associate with them. I would have explained to them there's not even a brain rot in the game, but I don't really want to argue. I don't want to feel desperate. Please play my game! Ah! Respawn Banter. Oh, I like the art style. Thanks! It's still a project on hold as well. I will continue that after the other game I'm working with. But I found a artist that is pretty good. Waldorf. Though, again, at least I'm happy I found Waldorf, because I'm pretty bad with interfacing with artists. I can never find the right one. Now I got lucky though, to be fair now. I found Waldorf and Mutation Ivory, which is also drawing for an Invaligator raid. But yeah, I believe now that the part in developing games for me became interfacing with artists. Because of course, I pay them, but I need to find the right one to pay. So if I find the wrong one and they make something I don't like, I waste my money. So yeah. That's the hardest part in making games after some time. I like the difficulties though in making games change. At the start, I don't know the difficulty of the start. To be fair, while starting, there are other difficulties, like getting to know the program, the engine, not giving up. After it's improving, getting better, and after a while it's also interfacing with other people. I still work alone, I really want a team, but I can't help myself. I need to find the perfect match, otherwise I'm a little skeptical. Okay, so here we do the same thing we do here. We grab the item and we get wait, I forgot the variable names. I learned to put those before, otherwise it might mess up the code, so let's just be sure. Okay. What was I saying? Yes, we need to get here the event tag. We can get it from this one, from the data map. Data map, events, this event ID, we get the meta. Which was the meta? Type. Item. Yes. Would it be better like a name, an ID? Let's decide this earlier before we mess up, like item type. Here, beta. And now it will return fire. Okay, and now we check. We can check later. Let's see. We need to slow the player now, so we should also get which player grabbed the thing. Is it custom or by the texture? Still of the respawn banter? No, it's a custom texture I commissioned an artist, which I should contact again because I really like the art style, and it's like more than a year I don't talk to them, but they also had a good price. I came out a little stingy to them. I'm a little worried, but I should try to contact them again. Even if I don't work on the project yet, would be nice to have the resources beforehand, before I resume the project. Because artists, the good artists are either expensive or they don't have much time. So I prefer to go with the one that don't have much time but are not super expensive. So it means it may take some time. But it's okay. I take some time as well to make games. Tall characters, they work the same, really. You just need a bigger sprite sheet. RPG Maker adapts them automatically. I started RPG Maker after I played the OneSource game that's actually good. Which OneSource game? Well, to be fair, it's the same thing with me, you know. I also played a Asus game, Legend of Arimas, and I realized, wait, this game is made with an engine which is easy to use. I can start making games. Same thing. When I was 15, I believe? 14, 15. Exactly. Sat down to Goon, but ended up sitting the whole night for the plot. Same thing. Well, I gooned, but after I checked I checked the game fun facts, and I found out it's made with RPG Maker. So keep things in order. First you goon, then you create. I'm proud with the prologue of the game. Okay, that's great, because usually when you look back at things, you see you could have improved them, but again, that's the process of learning by doing stuff. My first Gunner game was when I was 25 years old. Am I cooked? No, actually you set up a good record. I believe people have much lower numbers for those. Also, I found out the developer of the Gunner game that made me discover the engine was an Italian dude, like me. So it's from my same nation. I was pretty surprised to see it. I also played the game on stream before transitioning to English, but at least it was safe to work, surprisingly. Though, let's leave it to that. So we also need to get the player information, the player object here. We already have a function that queues all the characters that interact with something. So we know the players who interacted with a ball of fire. So it's like this. I am CDev, my first Scum game I played was at 9. Oh well, good record. Now I can see why your games ended up like that. You know what? On one side, I'm not surprised. On the other side, yeah, I can see now. I understand a lot of things. Hello, nice to see you there. My first was an RPG. To be fair, I don't really play many Gunners game. I gotta confess I'm playing Koikatsu sometimes, but for RPG Maker I kinda stopped because, like, the Gunners game of what I like usually are made with RPG Maker, but after doing games with RPG Maker I realize, damn, those games are cheap, those games are badly made. I can't look at them without a critical eye. Right, I make games with RPG Maker, and a Gunner game is made with RPG Maker, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should Gun, but like, this thing is wrong, this thing is lame, do your maps better, program your code better. Like, I can't critique and Gun at the same time. That's why I stopped playing Gunning games. That's kinda unfortunate. Same, I said it can do better after some cheap RPG Maker games. Yeah, but that's the bonus malus of RPG Maker, right? it's easily accessible. Anyone can do games, even people without experience on developing games. And doesn't help, Gunner games are very requested, so a Gunner game without a good design doesn't matter, right? Because people just play to Gun, not to see the game design or the plot. Even if, in my humble opinion, I sustain the plot is very important. The context is important to Gun, okay? You can't Gun without the context, I feel like. For me, at least. All the RPG Maker Gun games are cool. The modern ones are quite cringe. Huh. I don't know, I didn't play many of the recent ones. I played once. Like, was it Sky High Club or something? Where it was nicely made. It had good art. It has all. The problem with that though, it was made with good criteria so much that it did have too much story, and I was wondering when do you skip to the Gun part. So I suppose maybe that's why the older games are liked more, because they skip straight to the point. Even if I liked, you know, what they introduced with the story, huh? I suppose that goes for all Gun games. Well, yeah, I suppose if you have too much experience on making games, or if you have too much budget on a Gunning game, like, you are better at doing a normal game at that point. Though I don't know, because Gunning games are good. I suppose can have a good market. You know, guys, listen. Where's the game here? I did not make a Gun game. The closest is here, where there is a giant character that steps on the world map. And I suppose just putting the tag giantess in the tags skyrockets your visibility. Look at this. After more than a year, I still get 100 views. And sometimes a constant... Wait! Is this real? A constant 30 plays every day! Every day 30 players play my game. I could just make games like this and I can become famous in no time. But no, I'm stupid and I want to make games with normal stories, huh? This is my last game. And I barely got... Here, I barely get like 8 plays every day, which is still a lot, to be fair, huh? Never mind, it's still a lot, though it's gotten down, huh? It's gotten down a little. Yeah, sure. I suppose passion could be a hindrance sometimes. Lucky numbers. Gunner game gets 147k downloads sometimes. Well, mine got a pretty good number though, right? Yeah, I got 47,000 browser plays. And 5, well, yeah, still, I suppose, yeah, it's still less than 147k, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. Maybe the Steam release, I don't know. It's good, thanks. Though, I feel like I will never be able to replicate that number. For now. Again, here I got 239 in the last one. You could argue, yeah, it's the last one, but if I have an older game like Exploit Keeper, it's 2000, which is kinda respectable though. Spawn Banter has 2000 as well. Invalidate Your Aid, which went to a GDQ, has 1000 downloads though, because it's not playable on browser. I got $30 from that. I will make big money, huh? Wait, I was doing something, yeah, developing a game, wait. A new game that will make much more money, right. And jealous? Well, you should make more Gunner games then. That's what the stream taught everyone. My most clickbait game only has tons of downloads. Well, I believe an important point on grabbing player attention is to make it playable on browser. I don't remember if yours are played on browser or not, though I remember I downloaded them and mostly around 2003, right? RPG Maker 2003. So those are harder to play on browser. I would say that the best way to get some extra visibility is browser play, because here much less players download the game rather than playing it on browser. Though I don't know, I'm still struggling to understand how the visibility stuff works. Though Gooning game, yeah, it's the way to go. Thanks to mine is not even a Gooning game, not remotely a Gooning game, but thanks to that I also got a very dedicated streamer that loves the games I make and makes some fan art once in a while. So I would definitely say, yeah, make one Gooning game and let that one carry you. Maybe that's the right marketing strategy, huh? Oh, hello Mayendra! Hello! We were talking about RPG Maker games. Nothing weird, I promise. I should try to learn how to integrate an easy RPG Maker player on each. Yeah, I would suggest it because that would make it much easier for players to play a game. Because nowadays we have too many games we see online, right? Even if those are free, there are too many free games. So if you can just play start and check how the game is about, a player can be invested right away, instead of having to download the game, wait for the download, or even not even wanting to download it, because someone even may be scared of viruses, I don't know. At the moment I'm working on Connect Hub. Wait, what is Connect Hub? I brought Connect Hug. Oh, the Connect Hug. The Italian Federation of Tennis. I think it's not the right one. I don't think it's the right one. Okay, let's see. What was I doing? I was setting up the player to grab an item, which is the ball of fire. I want it to be infinitely grabbable, which means every player could grab it. Wait, I suppose I should show it again. Here we are. There's Waldorf, MC Dev, Mayendra, right? Everybody's here. Look at us. Photo group. And if you type ball, nothing happens for now. And we are dying. Let's end our suffering. Things I didn't tell you. I added corruption system for the future in mind. Ah yeah, I saw it on the screenshots. If you know, you know. Oh come on, I thought it was like something like alignment, if you become evil or not. No, it's another thing. Well then, if you start with a gooning game, I suppose could be unironically a good start, because you can get a fan base right away. Huh. No, really, I should drop every game and just go on to gooning game. It's my plugin where you have social buttons. Social buttons? Live stream notification, bug reports. Ah wait, so yes, I understand social buttons. I programmed one kinda recently for invalidate your rate forever. Oh wait, we have a game open. Like those one. For the Discord server. I think it works here as well. Though it's kinda, I made it kinda basic, to be fair. Live stream notification. Wait, notification for the streams even? Huh? That's cool. Though I don't know. I feel a little weird on posting the stream notification on my games. I don't know. I'm either worried I may look like shameless or something. Though those are my games, so I can be as shameless as I want. That's right. Bug report? Even bug report. And send a hero request. Okay, what's a hero request? Too many paths for players. That's why I thought I tried to grab big for the first time. Yeah, that's what I was worried as well. But again, it's the first project, so you can do however you want. Inevitably though, there are some things that looking back in the future you will say, I could have done that better, now that I improved. But again, everyone has their own path, right? And the players even a little more. So I want, if you grab the item, we get a player object, so we can finally say the player object gets an item. Which item? Depends on the item type. Now we need to define what it means. So we have movement here. Wait, is holding? Is holding should not be null. Wait. Let's make one here. Holding. To make some order, we have a region of holding. Not hand holding. Is holding item. And we return true if is holding item held item is not null. So if we have an item, then it returns true. We need to change the name here. Held item. And we need to replace the call we had here. So when we do our math and calculation, we can just use this function to see if we are holding something. Okay. Means you send me your save game and I grab your here and add it to my next update. Oh wait, you can custom. Wait, what do you mean? You can customize. You can customize your character and then add it in the game. That's cool. That's a cool feature. Wow. If that's what I understood, of course. So players are more incentivized to play the demo, so they will appear in the full game. Interesting. You could do it even with code, right? You set up a way to receive it. For example, through Discord messages. Or Google Docs. I literally made both of them. Like, I have a bot notify me if someone is streaming my game, for example. Though this is unrelated, right? This one is Oh well. I like to have fun with stuff like those. I like when games have player freedom for choosing route, instead of forcing a linear one. Yeah, that's always cool because it makes the game feel more like dynamic and your choice matter. The problem is, since especially by developing a game alone, you need more time to develop each different route, and especially you will pour extra work on a route the player might not even ever see. So that's why I prefer not to do stuff like those. But because again, I prefer to work on stuff that the player will always see. Especially, except from secrets, of course. On browser. Oh, what do you mean? The trigger? Well, here it's kinda misleading what I said, to be fair, because this one works from my local server. You can see it logs every message you write because it sends them to the RPG Maker game. So it constantly checks Twitch if someone is streaming in this category. Though, of course, I also did the other thing, where if my game detects that you have OBS open, which is the software I use for streaming, hello, this one, then it will send a notification to an online server, which is one I host for free, but it has a big cooldown. And after the server receives the message, it will send a message through the APK, the Discord API. I don't know what I'm showing. And pulls the notification as well. Or instead of the Discord notification, it stores and counts triggers on a Google document. Like I can also count how many times a player died, for example. Though it's kinda a lot of work, huh? And I only have it for one game, which is not even public. But I like to do crazy stuff like those. I plan to make when player end the game after the final quest. Depending on what player did, sets different variables. Okay, so it's mostly like a epilogue thing then. I believe that's better, right? Because it's just something that makes you feel better, or makes feel like your action gets addressed at the end. I think it's a good compromise. You're tracking people. It's against AVG. It's not tracking people, right? I'm not tracking a specific people. It's the game sending a trigger when something happens, right? It's not against, because I'm not identifying anyone. I'm not storing any user information. I just get a notification when someone is streaming. I don't know who is streaming. I just check online on Twitch, trying to find my game. I was careful to that. That's why I never store the date when someone, for example, gets a game over in my game, because that could be unidentifiable information. Kinda stretched, but I wanted to avoid issues. Yeah, exactly, it's a number. So I get how many times someone died. I don't know when, which, or something. I just want it for that game because there is something I really want to count, which for now is a secret. I'm lost. What was I doing again? Get coordinates? Why didn't I use this one? Yeah, I should definitely move this one here. We get the coordinates and we return X and Y. What's a common practice for playtesting when you have a lot of playtesters? Well, I never got a lot of playtesters, so I don't know, but I suppose makes sense if a bigger game does it, right? To see how many people found a secret, how many people used a specific build. Oh, and of course, though, since the game does that, of course I added a privacy policy, which I don't even know if it's necessary, but just to be sure, you know. Here I store every information that happens. So I'm pretty transparent with that. Maybe the only thing I do not I do not say on that is I will get a notification when someone streams. But again, no information is transferred. Not even the Twitch name. the Twitch name you see here, instead, it's not from that. It's from public information you see on Twitch, which I get through the Twitch API. So this is disconnected from the thing in the game. I don't feel transparent. I don't feel good, Tony Stark. I don't feel good, Mr. Stark. Wait, what if I... can I do something like... Can I... Let's see if I can set my transparency here. Ah! I'm very transparent. Look at me. I'm very transparent. Like, you can get more transparent than this, right? Oh no! Ah! Okay, I'm back. I'm the ghost of Waldorf. Woo! Okay, now I'm back. Hi. Dead? I'm fine, I swear, I just resurrected. Everything is fine. I'm back into the play zone. It's fine, it's fine. I ask if I am allowed to do it. What do you mean if I'm allowed? I asked the player for the info. Ah, okay. I was considering having the player like asking the player if they want the game to store information, but there are two things. First, I already asked the player permission to see the wallpaper of the computer, which the user can refuse, of course. Which will also only be used in game. And second, I feel like it's only counting a number. And for the streamer, only pinging. So again, it's not really any personal information. And especially there is a function that a counter I really want to keep. So I believe it's fine like this. In any case, it's in the privacy policy, so I suppose in the worst case, people that don't want it won't play the game. My PC will send an alert that your game is sending data. Should I do then? My game will send an alert that your PC will send an alert if my game is sending data. What do you mean? Wait, you have something set up that will send up an alert. How does it work? Because a lot of games just contact to the server to check up the login, everything. Like just opening, for example. Like any game that has internet connection will set up a lot of commands, right? For example, Genshin Impact will have it constantly, right? Since it's a server-based game. Isn't that like almost every MV game? All sent to Google. Oh. No, I never heard about it. What is the thing? I don't think MV games by default sent to Google or what it is, right? Because it would have shown in the game, in the code. I wanna make a multiplayer RPG Maker game. Well, you're already in one. Say hello. You're already into one. And to be fair, I made an experimental game with multiplayer, huh? It's possible to do with RPG Maker. Though the hardest part is finding a server to host it with. Or you use a free one but with a cooldown, or you host it on your device. I tried the latter, but I suppose there's some risk on cybersecurity or something. You expose your IP in that way. And I'm not that experienced on covering it. Immagina che manca Amogus. RPG Maker Amogus. That sounds cool, huh? Chromium automatically does it. Ah, okay. Huh. Though I never heard of it though. And personally, I don't even know what it would send, because it would only... the only information that are stored are... I suppose, yeah, the information that can read are all the events dialogue, so could read the whole game. Though I never heard of it. How does it work player to player? I don't know that. I suppose you should use a player IP for the other one to connect. That's possible, and since it's between friends, should not be risky. Though I feel like it's still hard to program a whole game around it. Steam Couch Play can support up to 4. Ah, yeah, that's different though, right? Because it means controlling multiple players in the same screen. So you have to manage 4 players in the same runtime. It's even that possible. I saw some games with that, but it's still not an easy joke to make. If you go to update, you can see on Z Maker player profiles. Oh, really? What is that? Maybe on local RPG Z game. It is user data. I don't know how to read this. How big is this? 400 megabytes. Huh. Well, though, I believe those are for the log of what happened, the cache. I don't think it stores the data of the games, because if they get info from the game, they would send them right away, right? Let's see. Let me turn back on this. So if I got a little lost. Wait, where did I take this one from? Here. We get the coordinates, we say the coordinate X and Y, and that's it. Okay, we transposed it. Now we were doing, if I'm holding an item, that's it. Then we also need to set up the get item. So when you get an item, you set up this held item to item. We can have lose item, which is the opposite, when we have this held item is null. So we are back. And so by default, if you're holding an item, by default it says you're slower. So if this calls grab item, which we have here, I'm lost here. We set up that the player has the item, and that's it, right? The player will automatically note that they will have the item. We should play an animation on the player or something. For now though, let's try it. If I take the flame, the ball, I get lower. I'm not moving. It's caps lock. My bad here. Live chat reaction. Everything is live, unless they are dead. Is on slot. Yeah, that's the change we made. Get coordinates is wrong. Ah, it's this get coordinates. That's right. It's the coordinates of the user moving. And now I'm moving to the ball. I get the ball, there is no sign, and if I go to the fork, I'm slower. But now that I go nice, I'm even slower. Yes, look at this! Look at this! Yes, yes, yes. Works pretty nice. I believe it's fine. I wonder if you have an item I could make you slower. Maybe something in between, like reduce by 1.5. Right? Let's try it. No, wait, this is the slow terrain. Could be. I think could be pretty noticeable. I hate JavaScript syntax. Why so? You're the second person that told me this month, you know. I don't see anything wrong, right? Minus equal is fine. I like to structure it in classes. Spoken like a Python user. Come on, let's not have those gang wars of programming. Anyone wants to program how they want. At the end, it's the result that counts. It's the brain that makes everything that counts. Okay, so now while having the item, you can move, and if you type the let's say ice block, and you go there, you may trigger something. I prefer C. I prefer all the other letters of the alphabet, to be fair. C, I never used. The closest was C++, but still when I was at high school. And maybe at university, but I don't even remember. Maybe for one course, but that's it. Okay, we want the extra function now, which is function destroy item, or more like power item. Weird choice of word, but event ID. What this thing does is, when I interact with my ball of fire on the ice pillar, let's call it. You could argue that you can't pour a ball of fire, but bear with me, please. Okay, pour item on this event ID. Now, this is slightly more complex than this thing. We will still get those two. We get the item type. This time we get the block type. The block type is the information of the block. This time we say ice. And we get the player object, which interacted with the thing. First check if player object dot how is it hold? How is it called? Is holding item. If the player is holding item, then we continue. Otherwise, it does nothing. Now we need to check if the holding item matches. How do we do? For now we can do if player object. I think we should do it hard-coded this time. But if you do player object held item is equal to fire and the block type is ice, then we have a match. It's hard-coded. We should make it like a table or an array to see which are compatible with which, but I believe it's not such an issue. We won't have many elements, right? So, if this works, what do? We activate the self switch like we did with the tracks, right? Where is it? Here, quick self switch this event. Pretty straightforward. We activate the self switch. we can do it here. Oh wait, an issue. We should make a sprite out of this, because this thing is only one tile tall. Okay, so let's remove this, and now let's see. Is it enough? Let's see if I get the ball. I got the ball, and now ice block. I go to the ice block. A little slow, but... And now... nothing happens. Isn't that great? What did I forget? Did I store that I was holding an item? Yes, right? Get item. I changed the held item to the item, so it's right. We should place a check here. Maybe the name is wrong. Also, there's an or. Yeah, you're right. There's an or. Still, it doesn't work anyway, huh? So we should put a check there. We can stop right away here. Map interaction. We stop. That's the wrong one. Payload mechanics. We stop here. Now let's see. If I get bowling and I type ice block, it should stop. Huh? Okay, stops here. Let's see. We get the player, and now is the player holding an item? No. What do you mean no? Held item null? How is that? It didn't get me the item. But I called this one specifically. Which player object get item, I get the item, I change the held item to item. That's it. We need to check that one as well. Here. Now we bowling. And then ice block. Wait, it didn't trigger. It didn't trigger this one. This one didn't trigger. Why? Grab item. It's the right name. Huh. I'm confused. I'm trying again. Ball doesn't trigger. It doesn't trigger. Why so? Grab item? It triggers this. It should trigger this thing. It worked with the ice. Did I type this wrong? This event ID? No. I'm confused. What if I call it manually? Does this thing even trigger? Now it triggered. Did it take its time? Oh well, let's see. Fire, player object. Now I have the fire. Nice. So if I get the ice block, I'm slower. And now it takes some time. Ah yes, it takes time because it needs to exhaust the loop of 50 steps. I should look into that, but for now. Now maybe it should work. It does. It didn't remove the ice though. We were so close. Did we remove the ice? Yes. Did we? No, we didn't! Here. Okay, maybe then it was working. It just wasn't visible. Which means we are over for today, right? If this thing works. We just may need an animation for getting the ball. Yeah, because it takes some time to exhaust the animation. And we walk to the ice block. Slow, huh? But we will not stop. I got hit in the face with the payload. And it triggers, look at this. The ice block is gone. There should be a track below though. And also I will be still slow, right? Because when I pour item, I will need one extra thing. We need to lose the item. So, player object, drop item, was it? Lose item here. And it will automatically now reset our movement speed. So that's perfect. We just need maybe some animations there and there, but that's a minor thing. Okay, I think we will stop today. I'm so happy that we are structuring it like this, because just typing lose item here, we get rid of all the issues of making the player slower, free the space, have the player be able to pick up new stuff. We just need a single line of code with this, which is convenient. Okay, I think we will stop here. Well, since we are in the argument, let me showcase another code. Why the slow movement speed when holding an item? Because it's supposed to be a big item, like a big ball of fire or a big piece of ice. And since it's a cooperative game, making someone slower means taking items has a more strategic value. People want to focus on grabbing items, others can focus on repairing tracks, others can focus on fending off enemies. So it becomes a collaborative game at some point. So, the code I made is, I have a list of streamers to raid. Just like this. Who can we raid this time? I don't know if we have enough raid power though. We can go to Mutation Ivory. Also I can just type the number. It will go out itself on raid. If this is magic. Dot to view. I suppose, yeah, let's go anyway. Mutation Ivory is the one that is making art for my game. I'll invalidate your raid forever. And that's everything. I wasn't expecting to talk about game development in this stream. I always love to talk about it. I did work less on the game, but it's perfect because the streams are for fun at the end. And it means more streams like this, so it means it will last longer. Eventually, in a year, I don't know, we may be able to play the game all together in Twitch chat. Isn't that awesome? Okay. That's everything for today. Tomorrow there will be no Critipedia. I believe, yeah, we're gonna play Deltarune. Especially because I'm not waiting an entire week to get spoiled, okay? And thanks again for coming by. We'll see ya whenever happens.